Here's Stamps on the overlap down the left-hand side. Ball into Garner, it's gone past him. Baker can't get a touch to it. Preston can't keep it in play. Oh dear, perhaps their best chance yet. Fine break by Scott Stamps, whipped in the low ball. Garner couldn't reach it, nor could Baker. And then Michael Preston couldn't quite knock it back across the goal mouth. Hathaway to swing the free kick in. In it comes. Headed by Baker off the crossbar. Oh, Horn was beaten there. Paul Baker with the head up from Hathaway's free kick. Baker pulling away from his marker, getting in a powerful header, and Brian Horn was definitely beaten. What can they do here? Hathaway leaves it to Ramsey. Hathaway, he fires it straight into the arms of Brian Horn. See something they've worked on in training. Didn't come off this time. Oatway likely to pull away on the right-hand side. Anyway, here's Lynch for Hartlepool in a bit of room. Lynch with the shot, it's against the crossbar from Chris Lynch. Houchen gets it back in, it's away by Stamps. Only as far as Houchen again, but what a let-off for Torquay. Hartlepool with 9 men suddenly find themselves in the penalty area. A shot from Chris Lynch rocks against the crossbar. And they've won a free kick on the edge of the Torquay penalty area. It's McCauley who takes it. It's deflected. Newland saved it with his feet. Well, Newland lost it in flight. Not sure if it took a deflection off the wall or not. But Ray Newland had to save that with his feet. Winter. Crosses behind Hancock's. Comes to Baker, though, in some room. He tries to tee up Ramsey. Now Winter again. Swings it in. Baker! Paul Baker arriving. He beat everybody else. Powerful downward header from Baker. But past the upright and behind for a goal kick. Loose ball falls to Steve Winter. Swings in the cross. Baker jumping for it. Back across the goal. Garner trying to get it in there. And Brian Horn gathers it. Simon Garner with his head in his hands. Good cross by Winter. Baker heading it back across the goal, and Garner arriving, just got a touch onto it, but Horn able to grab it.
It always happens, you know, your team goes down to 9 men, 10 men. It always works out difficult because, you know, they look to survive and nothing else. And that's how it was today. We had so much of the ball, we ran out of ideas, really. And didn't play with enough quality, especially in the last third. Really, as I say, 2 points dropped where the 3 points were on the cards.
Then when Paul Baker had that great header, beat the keeper and hit the crossbar, you must have thought, well, this just isn't our day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people thought it was in, I thought it was in, and then... but when that happened, I thought, well, you know, maybe it's not going to be our day. And then they hit the bar on a breakaway. And if that happened, then I don't think I know what I would have done.
So a desperately disappointing result for Torquay, and the gap at the bottom remains at 7 points. Fulham drew 1-1 at Rochdale, but Lincoln were thrashed 7-1 at Bury. Well, that late winner for Exeter has put them up to 12th in the table as they relaunch their bid to reach the promotion playoffs. A couple more wins and they'll be in the frame. United's fight to stay in the league. A setback last week when they couldn't beat Hartlepool's 9 men. So vitally important, they got something to show for their efforts against Wigan. Trina Lake reports.
Torquay made a bright start at Springfield Park with early determination to prove that they can keep their survival ship afloat. An early goal could have made all the difference, and Mark Hall carved out a useful chance to provide it. The finish rather wayward, though. It wasn't too long before there were distress signals in the goals defence, and they needed all hands on deck at the back to keep Wigan waiting for an opener. Torquay goalkeeper Ray Newland could have been forgiven for sending out a few mayday calls. But it became increasingly clear that Wigan would have no peers in this contest, particularly when their Spanish main men were given so much room to manoeuvre. Isidro Diaz finally broke the deadlock just before half-time, and compatriot Roberto Martinez was first to congratulate him with whatever the Spanish is for "well done, my son." Diaz's speed and classy finish just too good for the goals. Torquay was sunk without trace by a 2-goal blast in the space of 4 minutes midway through the second half. And again, Wigan's incisive passing and good movement off the ball were more than their visitors could handle. This time it was Martinez who split the Torquay defence, and substitute Tony Black's first-time shot gave Newland little chance. The Wigan goalmouth had resembled the Marie Celeste for most of the match. It took 66 minutes for Torquay to get a shot on target, and even then Simon Garner's effort hardly troubled Simon Farnworth. Newland had a good deal more to worry about at the other end as Wigan continued to enjoy the freedom of the park. Martinez confident enough to try his luck from an ambitious angle, with some power too. Wigan, though, weren't to be denied for long, and centre-half John Pender's header from the resulting corner left Newland clutching at air and Wigan on course for the playoffs. It's now looking pretty grim for Torquay, with time slowly running out.
I think that's the worst performance away from home since I've been here. We had injuries, suspensions, but that's no excuse. People who went into the team didn't take their chance. And, you know, the whole team, throughout the game, I mean, we never looked like we were going to score. And it was a case of having to defend. I mean, they were not a bad side. They played with a lot of movement, and I thought the two Spanish boys played very well for them. Caused a lot of problems, and we couldn't cope with it. And as I say, we had to take pressure off ourselves by keeping the ball longer, and we didn't do that. And as I said, we were second best all afternoon.
To be fair, it's looking very bad now, isn't it?
Well, it is with the results, but I mean, we just got to keep going. We can't roll over and die. We have to keep going. I mean, nobody's going to roll over and die at this club. I mean, if they're not prepared to work and get us out of trouble, then they can go. And if they work as hard as I'm going to work, they're fine, and we've got a chance then.
Is there enough time left?
There's 18 games. I mean, and it's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. Of course, at the moment it looks bad, but 18 games is 18 games, and as I say, we have to keep going until the last possible time.
Well, it was a bad day all round for Torquay. They're now 10 points adrift at the bottom. We'll have a look at the league table, if you can bear it, a little bit later on. All right, let's catch up with all the
chances added up to a fourth consecutive.
Despite their midweek defeat, Exeter still have high hopes of reaching the playoffs. But time is beginning to run out now for Torquay. As the season enters the final stages, they're still 10 points adrift at the bottom. So plenty for both sides to play for. And our big match commentator, Martin Dean.
Well, this may be a very local affair, but there's a little more than West Country pride at stake this afternoon. These two teams have been playing each other off and on since 1927, but few of their meetings can have been more important than this one. But with Tom Kelly having shaken off a shin injury, Torquay make just a couple of changes from the side which drew 0-0 with Cardiff in midweek. Paul Ramsey returns in midfield after completing a two-match suspension, and he'll skip at the side this afternoon. And there's a welcome return for Rodney Jack. He's missed the last 4 games with a hamstring injury, but his skillful touches could be a key factor if Torquay are to win this game. Paul Buckle will be keener than most to ensure that they don't. He returns to play more for the first time since leaving Torquay for Exeter in October, and he hasn't missed a match since then. Well, he takes his place in an Exeter side which shows just one change from the side beaten by Northampton on Tuesday. Striker Lee Bradbury, having shaken off a hamstring injury, returns for what will be his last game for Exeter. He's due to return to Portsmouth after 3 months on loan. Well, he takes the place of defender John Richardson, who I understand has been taken ill. Referee Ian Hemley from Bedfordshire gets this match underway. This is the 4th meeting between the two sides this season. 3 previous encounters, all having finished in draws, although, of course, Torquay United did go through in the Coca-Cola Cup, courtesy of their away goal at St James's Park. And they find themselves doing some early defending. And the ball eventually hacked away by Alec Watson. Noel Blake trying to knock it back in. Ian Gore getting a foot in. Now Rodney Jack will get his first touch of the afternoon. And a competent 1-2. Paul Ramsey, forced just to play it backwards. And now Barrow. Baker laying it off for Ramsey. The through ball is for Simon Garner. Baker making the run just ahead of him. Garner going for the shot. Well, promising early effort from Simon Garner. Just seeing a little gap opening up, slicing the shot wide a little bit. Peter Fox just urging his troops forward. He'll be keen to win this one. He knows what it's like, of course, to be in a side finishing the season at the bottom of the league. That's where Exeter finished up last year. Newland coming out with the punch and just getting a little bit of a lucky bounce, really. A moment or two of hesitation in that Torquay defence. I think that's Alec Watson who's just gone down with the knock in the face. Lee Barrow has recovered. A bit of a headache after that, I suspect, but apart from that, no chance of it spoiling his youthful good looks. Newland then with the clearance. Kane getting up with the header. Winter looking for space to turn as well to get it inside towards Oakway. Now Kelly. Buckle making the challenge. And Cooper getting a foot in. And Mark Cooper is penalised. It's one of those situations which you tend to get in local derbies. 3 or 4 players get together in a crowd and somebody somehow seems to get penalised. Lee Barrow has come up to take the free kick. Holding it long towards Watson. Baker was waiting in the middle. Oh, Cooper missing his kick. Chance for Garner. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Simon Garner will think that he should have done better with that chance. Lee Barrow's free kick looked as if it was going to be cleared easily enough. Watson went up for it, but it fell for Mark Cooper. He should have got it away, but somehow there was a hole in his leg, and the chance for Garner, rather scuffing his shot. Garner now with another opportunity, playing the ball for Baker. It's cut out by Chamberlain. Fox under a little bit of pressure, just managing to get the ball away. And you just get the impression at the moment that there's a little bit of panic in that Exeter defence. This is the chance for Rodney Jack to break. Kane has gone with him. Jack with a little chip across the face of the goal. It only needed a touch. This is Winter. Oh, Blake losing his footing, still managing to get the challenge in. The ball still not clear. And the shot comes in. Peter Fox touches it over from Ian Gore. And really, the Exeter defence caught at 6s and 7s. Winter just getting the luck of the bounce across for Ian Gore, who got the shot in. Peter Fox touching it over for the corner. Jack then with the corner. Headed away by Bradbury. Torquay certainly applying all the pressure at the moment. Barrow looking to get the cross back in again. Headed away this time by Hughes. Now Gore finding Ramsey. Torquay look to get the pressure on again. Ian Gore playing it short for Rodney Jack. And the cross this time is behind. And that will give Exeter just an opportunity to breathe again. Rodney Jack just screwing that one over the bar. Baker looking to play the ball down the line. But, Exeter get the throw. Certainly Exeter have been used, of course, to playing with 5 across the back and operating the sweeper system. And one wonders really whether they're perhaps missing John Richardson a little this afternoon. Kane with the throw. It's aimed towards Bradbury. He's accused of backing into Tom Kelly, and Torquay get the free kick. Bradbury then with the free kick. Same towards Paul Baker. That might come for Ramsey. Bailey just getting the header in. Now Hughes hacking it clear. play. Barrow then with the throw. Baker just getting a little flick on. This is Winter, chance for him to get the cross in towards that far post. Comes for Rodney Jack, first time effort. Well blocked by Peter Fox. And Rodney Jack getting an early opportunity then. Steve Winter it was who got away on this touchline. The cross eluded everybody, but Jack was coming in on the far post. Good first time effort. Fox right behind it. And Buckle with the header forward. Nudge in the back from Danny Bailey. Torquay get the free kick. Barrow then with the free kick. Noel Blake knocking the ball forward. Headed back in by Charlie Oatway. Now Ramsey playing it wide for Rodney Jack. And Jack has got past Gavin, looking to get that low cross in again. Peter Fox to watch the ball well. Just a little bit bumpy in that goal mouth, and perhaps might just have beaten him there. Rodney Jack certainly not afraid to have a show, and Fox covering well. Oatway, he struck that one a little too firmly. Certainly in this opening 10 or 12 minutes, Torquay have been doing virtually all the attacking. And Bailey trying to get Exeter forward. Braithwaite claiming that he was obstructed, but Mr. Hamley not interested. Kane is penalised for the shove in the back. Barrow with a free kick. Aimed towards Watson. Blake up with him. And now Bailey looking to beat away. Only as far there was Oatway. Oatway trying the shot. Well, it bobbled a little bit. Might yet come for Garner. And still the ball not clear. Baker hitting it straight into the arms of Peter Fox. And another golden opportunity goes begging for Torquay United. Garner got away on the loose ball, pulled it back. Baker really should have done better with it, shouldn't he? It was that bobble, first of all, that deceived Charlie Oatway. Garner laying the ball back. Torquay guilty of missing some chances on Tuesday night. And they've been guilty of missing one or two this afternoon as well. Hughes then with the throw. Aimed towards Bradbury, but Torquay getting it away. Exeter just beginning to come into this game a little more now. They certainly had a rocky period early on. Perhaps weathered the early storm. Towards half-time, they've certainly possibly looked just slightly the stronger of the two teams. Simon Garner is penalised. The impression that he's enjoying the afternoon. Buckle and Bailey over the free kick, and I suspect it will be Buckle to take it. Aimed in towards Bradbury, who just gets a flick on it. It's gone in. Lee Bradbury gets the goal. It was the faintest of touches, but enough to beat Ray Newland. Buckle with the free kick, aimed towards the far post. Bradbury just getting a touch on it, and it's into the corner. Well, Lee Bradbury getting his 5th goal for Exeter. What a vital one it could be. Now Bailey looking to set Braithwaite away. Can't keep it in play though. Barrow just trying to urge his troops down the line. Long ball aimed towards Simon Garner. And Kelly getting it forward. Hunter has got away, but 3 Exeter players around him. Smart came and eventually makes the clearance. Bradbury challenged by Ramsey, but that's the final challenge of the first half, for that goal from Lee Bradbury separating the two sides at this stage. Torquay having the better of things early on. Bradbury's header makes it Exeter lead by a 1-0 at the break. Mr. Hamley gets the second half underway. Exeter leading by that goal from Lee Bradbury. He was into the action pretty early on. This is Gavin. Until to get the throw. Quickly taken by Hughes. Bradbury leaving it for Gavin. Looking for some support now. She has to settle for the throw. Hughes will take it. And in towards Bradbury, but Watson able to get it away fairly comfortably. Baker doing well to control the bounce. And Blake coming across to make the challenge. Cooper and Oakway together, tangling just as they did in the first half, really. Comes for Danny Bailey. A long ball forward for Leon Braithwaite to chase. What can Braithwaite do here? Looking to get the cross in. Oh, not a bad cross, but no one able to get on the end of it. Braithwaite not having too many opportunities in the first half, but certainly getting away on that occasion. Controlling the ball pretty well. I think he'll have been pleased with the cross. He got it right across the face of that goal. Just needed a touch, didn't it? And towards Baker, who gets the flick on. It might come for Garner. Fox going to come out quickly. Oh, Peter Fox managing a smile. Just a moment or two of trouble for him there. Good flick on from Paul Baker. Garner had made the run. And the ball just clutched away from him by Peter Fox. Gavin with the first-time ball. This might find Lee Bradbury. He's got Braithwaite away to his right. Braithwaite now with the chance. Can he get a shot in here? Oh, my goodness. Well, looks to the skies, Leon Braithwaite. Perhaps that's not surprising. Knows that he should have done better with that. Lee Bradbury doing very well to set him up. He'd spotted him away to the right. Teed it up nicely for him. And really, Braithwaite should have buried that one. Rodney Jack. Finding Winter. Preston has taken up a position on the right-hand touchline. Winter going through the middle. It's played it towards Ramsey. Good save from Peter Fox. Still the ball not clear. A chance for Winter off the line by Darren Hughes. And really not the closest Torquay have come this afternoon to getting the ball in the net. Steve Winter heavily involved, electing to go down the middle. Looking for the 1-2. Baker playing it in towards Ramsey. Fox making the initial save. And then Baker getting the ball in towards that near post. Winter's shot cleared away for the corner. Made towards the edge of the penalty area. Watson climbing for it. Baker getting the shot in. Might get a second chance. Still the ball not clear. Barrow trying to tee it up. Comes for Rodney Jack. Jack trying the shot. Takes a deflection. Barrow. Oh, Fox making the save. Just trying to say, calm down, everybody, calm down. He manages a smile and a shake of the head. Well, it just seemed to be flying around all over that penalty area. Rodney Jack's shot coming, I think, off Danny Bailey. And Barrow getting in the effort. Well saved by Fox in the end. Gavin trying to find Braithwaite, who does well to get away from Kelly. What's the referee going to give here? That's a penalty kick. Well, Leon Braithwaite getting away from Tom Kelly. No real hesitation from Mr. Hemley. That's a penalty. Braithwaite getting into the area. He was pulled back by Kelly. No real doubts about that one. So Cooper against Newland. Can he put it away? Newland just letting the ball slide under his body in the end. You can see his disappointment. Mark Cooper gets the goal. You can afford a smile. He knows he was perhaps a little fortunate to get that one. Newland guessing right, and the ball just slithering agonisingly under his body. Well, you have to feel for the goalkeeper in those situations. So Peter Fox will be happy, I'm sure, with his side's performance this afternoon. He wanted to put on a good show after their Boxing Day draw. It's Exeter City who played all 3 points. Mark Cooper's penalty finally killing off Torquay in the second half. You have to say that probably on the balance of play, Exeter just about deserving their victory. I wonder whether this will be the last time that these two sides will clash. Torquay left firmly rooted at the bottom of the table, while Exeter keep their slim chances of reaching the playoffs alive. It's finished Torquay United 0, Exeter City 2.
We started brightly today. First 20 minutes we had 3 or 4 good chances, and I mean good chances. And if you take one of those chances or 2 of those chances, it lifts everybody. It didn't, and then what happened then was we lost a little bit of confidence. We dropped down a gear. We allowed them back into the game, and from that moment on, we weren't the same side. We were playing as if we're chasing games, as if you've got to. We know we've got to win, but we've got to be a little bit more relaxed than we are. And I brought a lot of experienced players in here, and you know, I expect them to handle the situation and the pressure a little bit better than they're doing that. So I don't talk about this in the dressing room or during the week about, are we going down, we've got to win this, we've got to win that. They know the situation. Everybody knows the situation, and we've just got to come to terms with it, and we've got to give our best and see what happens.
I've got a lot of sympathy for them. I was in that position last season. I was last line of defence, and it's horrible and it hurts you. And they're not a bad team. I mean, we've played them today. I've seen them. Whenever I get the chance, I come down and watch them. Barnet and teams like that, you know, they've played them off the park. But it's that winning, you know, they're getting draws and playing well, but you've got to get that run together, and I just hope they do. But, you know, the lads have just got to get in their battle and turn it around themselves. I mean, as much as the manager and the coaches can do, it's the players at the end of the day have got to get strong, stay together. And just like what we're doing, strong and stay together. We're not the greatest team in the world, but if you fight and harry and chase everything for 90 minutes, you'll win games.
So confirmation that Torquay are now 12 points away from safety at the bottom of the table because of Lincoln's 2-1 win at Fulham. And after yesterday's game, United chairman Mike Bateson reaffirmed his decision to try and sell the club. He says he'll now consider serious offers, and we'll have all the latest news on West Country Live next week.
Elsewhere, Torquay picked up a point at home to Cardiff, but it was Goals boss Eddie May's former club that looked the likelier to score as Tony Scully hit the woodwork. Torquay, though, fought back in the second half. 3 minutes in, Paul Baker missed after being put clear. But on-loan striker Simon Garner wasted the best chances. After 70 minutes, he hit the post. And then followed that up with another missed opportunity. But whilst points have been hard to come by for Torquay, one of their staff was involved in a real six-pointer. Unfortunately for commercial manager Cedric Munslow, his were for speeding. Perhaps with that kind of pace, he could be just what Torquay need up front. They badly need to string some wins together, and yesterday it made one of the longest journeys of the season. They went up to Darlington, and with Paul Baker suspended and Simon Garner left on the bench, there was a recall for striker Jamie Undar after a 4-month injury layoff. Let's join Dave Croft.
Cass, good pass inside, looking for Carmichael. Lays it back, the shot comes to this near side. Good chance for Darlington early on. And how did Simon Shaw miss from there? Eddie May refusing to be downhearted by the situation. Appleby collects the return from Blake, steals to the byline, just pulls it back. It was taken off the feet of Bannister. The shot coming in and a good save from Ray Newland. There, an example of how Matt Carmichael is so dangerous in the box for Darlington. A snap instinct shot and well palmed around the post by Newland. Gore has come up to help out in attack as it's driven in. Watson gets the header and it's in! And Torquay take the lead. Well, nobody picked Alex Watson up. And the Torquay fans that have made the long trip to the northeast are absolutely delighted. It was a perfect free kick. Russell Coughlin swung it in. Nobody picked Alex Watson up. And what a finish. Great header. Left Paul Newell rooted to the spot. The ball in the back of the net. Looking for Undar, who skipped past his man as Rodney Jack alone to support, but Jack finds the back of the net. And 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes have stunned the Feethams crowd. And Torquay United are on the verge of their first away win of the season. It's 2-0. Well, great work from Jamie Undar, who slit Mark Barnard. right on the touchline. Only had Rodney Jack in support, but Jack's pace took him into the box, and he just stuck out a toe. The ball in the back of the net. It's 2-0 to Torquay. Nowhere really for Ramsey to go, but a good piece of skill finds late. A slit there, and Rodney Jack could be in. Has got pace to go past Barnard, across to Ndar, but put behind by Sean Gregan. Barrow couldn't get there before Blake, but a good challenge coming in, and Jamie Ndar's managed to stay onside. Ndar really might have to go all the way here, tries the shot, and Paul Newell stood firm, but is not happy with his defence. Plenty of players have pushed forward in the black and white stripes. They need to. They're 2 goals down, but Bannister just stumbles on the ball, and Paul Ramsey's pass inch perfect for Rodney Jack. Has Jamie Ndar in support, and Ellis Late arriving as well. Rodney Jack might go all the way himself. Good shot from the number 10. Finds Brumwell. Across the far post, easily headed away by Winter, but Appleby picks it up well. Bannister tries a shot from long range and hits the bar. And that's the best chance for Darlington so far. Gary Bannister, the player coach for Darlington, taking a bit of responsibility into his own hands. Cracking effort from long range, and Torquay saved by the crossbar. It's out to Rodney Jack, skips past the challenge. Trying to find room for the cross, and still going. This is good skill from Rodney Jack. The shot was fumbled by Paul Newell, but he managed just to grab onto it before Ndar could steam in. And straight away, Darlington on the attack. Bannister lays it into the path of Appleby, who'd rounded the keeper. And the shot fired wide. And a real let-off for Torquay. Handball, surely. Carmichael, who fancies himself from this distance. Appleby there as well, and it's Appleby to take it. Takes a deflection and into the net. And Darlington have pulled one back. Well, how cruel this game of football can be sometimes. Appleby's free kick, not the most brilliantly struck in the world, but it took a deflection off the last man in the wall and left Ray Newland rooted to the spot. It's Darlington 1, Torquay 2.
That's a great feeling, and the players, I mean, they're bubbly in there. But it was a good performance. I mean, first half, looked very dangerous, scored 2 goals, and could have scored 4. Second half, the 2 young strikers up front, Jamie Ndar, who that's his first game for 4 months, and Rodney Jack, who's only had 1 game in about the last 2 months, started to run out of steam a little bit. And we give the ball away a little bit the second half and found ourselves under pressure. But the defence done magnificent, and the goalkeeper. And at the end of the day, it was a hard-fought game, which I felt we deserved to win.
So maybe the miracle will happen. Another couple of wins like that, and 1 or 2 other clubs may get slightly nervous. We'll look at the league table shortly. But if Torquay do...
Despite angry discussion in Wednesday night's fans forum. Along with manager Eddie May, the chairman faced more than 200 supporters at the club's Boots and Laces venue. With the only real hope of avoiding relegation resting with success for Stevenage, feelings were running high.
I try not to miss any game. But there's times when I come here and watch football, and if I played as bad as they do on the park, if I did my job as bad as they did out there, I'd be sacked.
It hurts them like it hurts us all to be continually at the bottom. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's driving me off my flaming head.
And finally, Exeter centre-back Jonathan Richardson was back in the City side yesterday.
Thoroughly deserved their point against Gillingham. The bottom versus top affair produced few chances. Simon Garner went closest for United in the first half, and Leo Fortune West was denied in the second half by a brilliant save from Ray Newland. The point leaves Torquay 8 away from nearest rivals Cambridge. Good results. I'll be back with more sport tomorrow night when we meet the South of Confidence.
Torquay had every right to fancy their chances at Underhill after upsetting the promotion form book against both Darlington and Gillingham. But Sean Devine soon brought them crashing back down to earth with a goal in the 20th minute. The defending was none too clever, as Devine was given plenty of time and room for the turn and shot under goalkeeper Ray Newland, who was clearly unimpressed. Mike Taylor's confident claim and throw-out a couple of minutes later would have done Peter Schmeichel proud, and it set Barnet on their way to goal number 2, with the Gulls again guilty of some pretty dire defensive work. This time it was Mickey Tomlinson who caused problems down the right flank, and Phil Simpson provided the neatest of near-post touches to beat Newland. The playoffs are still a distinct possibility for Barnet, but not every team they meet between now and May will be quite this generous in front of goal. If you thought that one was bad, well, Barnet's third on the stroke of half-time must have had Torquay manager Eddie May cringing. The Gulls had bodies in the box as Barnet attacked again, but sadly none of them were in quite the right place at the right time. Mark Cooper looking rather embarrassed at the simplicity of his task. At 2-0 down going into the break, Torquay might just have been able to salvage something from their trip to the capital, but it was thank you and good night when Norman No Mates here cashed in on being granted the freedom of the 6-yard box. Whatever pearls of wisdom the manager imparted at half-time certainly had some effect. Torquay tightened up at the back and carved out the occasional, very occasional, chance themselves. In contrast, though, their strikers were never given quite the same room to manoeuvre. The best opening of the afternoon fell to Simon Garner, but he'll be disappointed with his far post finish. From then on, it was an exercise in damage limitation for Torquay, and they were doing pretty well at that, if nothing else, until 14 minutes from time. That's when Barnet again took advantage of some pretty half-hearted attempts to deprive them of possession. Danger again coming down the right flank, and after a pinball session in the penalty area, the ball was eventually deflected to Devine, and there aren't many strikers worthy of the name who miss from there. Torquay will be looking for a little Devine intervention themselves after this latest setback in their struggle for survival.
When you've had 2 games like we've had and played very well, the thing you say to the players is that we've got to keep the thing going. And we haven't done that today. I felt that we struggled defensively